do you make money? What is your
uh,
model?
by selling our infrastructure.
Okay, so it's on per unit basis or it's on retainership?
It's on per user per year.
Per user per year. Okay, okay. Now I understand. That's why you targeted schools for your ERP solution.
Not just schools. We are reaching out to schools, colleges, and universities because the infrastructure is built to map and not get limited to schools differently, colleges differently. So we are looking at an opportunity horizon where somebody is born to birth to legacy and beyond. So even after they are no more, they would be able to retain data, and we are able to do
Hmm.
analysis of subject implementation and the
Okay,
need for newer subjects.
perfect, perfect, perfect. And since this is a product company, uh, you would mostly be going to private schools and private universities, right? Because
Not exactly. We have a couple of allies with government where we are running our pilots, government aided universities, and we are not tactically reaching out to private schools individually. Yes, we are interested to work with them, but we are not tactically reaching out to private schools. We are interested in looking at a group of schools where we will be able to develop our platform faster, and that is way more meaningful.
hmm. See, there are so many ERP systems running for school
Right.
management system. No,
Mhm.
our is not the one.
Right.
Um, though I've heard of it because my daughter goes in DPS and DPS is on Amatrack. So, but how do you keep pace with other ERP systems? How do you stay competitive that school should choose your system? Is it costing or is it technology? What is it?
Well, honestly, right now at this stage, I'm bleeding money, and I do not want to make profits just for the sake of it. Right now, what is most importantly, I am looking at developing our platform. So
Hmm.
it is an ongoing infrastructure which has to be developed, and it is not an imposition of platform to a DPS or to another Kendriya Vidyalaya or to any other school. We
Hmm.
customize as per their standard operating procedures, and at the same time we make sure that the data that is interpreted is meaningful. That is what makes us different from the rest of them. If you're also looking at our way of when do we think we'll be making profits, I think our approach, we have a very university focused approach where our major focus is on getting university access, because that leads to a lot of data interpretation for the industry. And
Hmm.
rather than imposing it on the pairs of education, which is the parents of the students, or whether it is the university paying out of their own pockets, I think the industry who is making money, they should be paying it through different HRMS tools and making a way for buying intelligence out of our dashboards and looking at background verifications where we have authenticated data, because the government, we would also be like to deriving intelligence out of this. We'll also be interested in selling our dashboards to the policymakers. Course which is happening in so and so college, is that really needed, or is there a social science honors that we are looking at gaining as a subject, and these are the job verticals that it would address. So as I mentioned earlier, there's a very important need of mapping job description to the syllabuses of tomorrow, and
Hmm.
unless we have a unified structure, it is very difficult for us to define that there is a need of theology or not, there is a need of anthropology or not.
But the line of direction of holding an ERP for school management system, which is admissions, exams,
Mhm.
enrollments, fees, collections, etc., is very different from the line which is coming now, that we are creating a repository for the industry till class 12th, as
Yes.
your website says. You are from K to K-12, right? Now,
Right.
till class 12th, industry doesn't need any depository. Now, uh, industry needs repository from MBA onwards or graduation onwards. So, but in that space, your presence is not there. So, are you extending a product? Because
Of course.
in schools, you somehow saw that it's not working out?
No, it is not, because in schools it is not working out. I would still stick to my statement from birth to legacy and beyond. The reason why we need early data is to understand the bent of mind. I have spent the last 3 years in traveling to different states by road, meeting the stakeholders, whether it is the owners, the vice chancellors, the chancellors, government people, parents, owners of institutions, administrators, etc.
Mhm.
And what I understand from them is students, they blame it on students that they are not interested. The students blame it on the teachers blame it on the parents blame it on, and it runs in a vicious circle. The
Exactly.
point is, unless the student is in love with the subject, unless the student is inclined, uh, unless we are able to interpret the bent of mind for a student, it is difficult for us to present it to the student that these are the important reasons why you need to study so and so subject. And there is actually where we come in. The school's data is the most important data for us, because
Mhm.
we are able to understand what point in life the student moved from being an average of 70% to becoming an average of 40%, or what could have triggered the student's point in life where a student moved from a 45 percentile average, or from 45% average to becoming an 85% average. So
Mhm.
you would have ERP in every alternate school, but there is one question which I ask around, and I haven't found anybody who's got an answer to that question. It's a very simple question. What is the average of history in class 7 in your school? Everybody has ERP and nobody has the data. So if we are
Mhm.
able to put marks of different subjects, whether it is history or geography or physics, chemistry, STEM subjects, etc., and if we are able to derive graphs out of it, we are imposing a narrative to the teacher's responsibility. We are imposing a narrative to the student's responsibility. And it is done by the outcomes. It is not just words said, it is not just good to hear things. It is more decisive that a teacher's focus must be in
Okay.
inclining the graph of performance.
Shubham, one of the thing is that in DSPSR,
Mhm.
uh, our experience has been that most of the people go for entrepreneurship instead
Mhm.
of regular jobs.
Okay.
Now, your organization has benefited from Make in India program and MSME programs. Can you share with the students what is the process in case they want to go for a startup? How should they go about it for this funding?
Well, I we are not yet funded, so I
Okay.
am building
So
this
then what is that
bootstrapped.
MSME Make in India?
MSME Make in India is a certification that we have received. We have applied for different collateral-free programs, and we are invited at MSME instances like Lokhu Udyog Bharti and other programs of MSME initiatives. Whether it is done by CII or whether it is well, like we have a Startup India certification uh,
Mhm.
that is provided, the DPIIT certification that we
Mhm.
that is provided. So those are the things that we have achieved. We are a member of the NASCOM. We are members at different business affiliations and business groups that are formed at different stages, just to make sure, because I come from a background where I do not have an established business horizon where I am taking the family name ahead. So I had to start off after a corporate life. I had to start off the scratch. So putting that out, getting known into the field, I think these events were very important. Helped me connect with the right frame of people. Uh, they were looking at everyday work that I was doing. They were referring me, recommending me at different stages and instances where the kind of results that they had kind of helped me take from step one to step two. And if you are talking about the funding from the government, yes, there are fundings available. The CGT MSE is up to 5 crore and CGSS is up to 20 CR. If you have a project and if you are able to create a prototype out of it, and things are put across in a very structured way, accounts are maintained. So yes, there are banks who are offering CGT MSE and CGSS schemes and loans up to 20 CR and onward.
Okay, and one last question.
Mhm.
See, DSPSR has tie-up with organizations which are skill development organizations.
Right.
This is a product company.
Mhm.
So in case I'm sure your development would be happening on one of the programming languages.
Mhm.
I'm not an IT guy, but could be Java full stack, could be C, could be C++, C Sharp, or whatever it is.
Mhm.
In case we upskill the people, the students, be the curriculum,
Mhm.
and we present them to you,
Mhm.
and there's no mandate that you must take them, but definitely the request is that you must test them in case they are of use. You can try them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'd be more than happy. But one suggestion, what I would probably I would want to emphasize on is students. I have discussed a part of it before, and I would want to highlight that over again. Students, what we recruit or the kind of candidatures that we are looking at recruiting, we are only looking at full stack. Because if
Okay.
you are, we are not looking at
I understand.
specializations in one language. The reason why we are looking at full stack is anybody building the front end must know where would it fit in the back end and what are the
Okay.
middleware kind of challenges that they would have. They need to have
So,
an
so,
understanding of that.
so perfect. So I can safely assume that in case we want someone who is into the course of
Mhm.
skill development, he's interested in an internship, or
Mhm.
if it's someone ready resource who could be presented to you for interview, uh,
Right.
you would like to see him, and in case he fits your bill, you might like to absorb him.
Yes, of course, there is an opportunity. Always there is an opportunity.
And there's no compulsion. I mean,
No,
it's all about
I absolutely
it's all
understand.
about your suitability because it's your money which will be going out. So it's not that this person is from DSPSR, so you have to hire him. No, no, not at all. You can hire from anyone, but just look at DSPSR people also.
Absolutely. I'll be more than interested to take a look at the resumes and see how best we can accommodate.
Okay.